what's up, guys? Merry Christmas. Hope everybody is having a great holidays. I told you guys a while back that I had a little surprise coming. Something I ordered through Kickstarter. My very first, and I'm not saying only because I've ordered a couple other things. I didn't honestly expect that it would make it to Hawaii on time. It was supposed to ship out on December 19th. And usually it takes a while for it to get to Hawaii. Surprisingly, it took overnight. It left Florida like 6 a.m. in the morning and reached Hawaii December 20th, 6 a.m. in the morning. And I am very stoked about this. It's still a mess, which kind of sucks around my room, but there it is, guys. It's insane. Not as big as the Hist, but heavier. And definitely worth it. So this was my Christmas present to myself this year. If you recall, last year my Christmas present to myself was the GI Joe Classified Cobra Hiss. Right there is facing the other way, unfortunately. Bubble wrap. Holy crap. This is pretty insane. Pretty heavy. Like I said. So I kind of want to do a shout out and a thank you to Ksybound Comics for doing this. And one of the next big pre-orders that's coming up next year, as well as Quartermaster Logistics, the guys who shipped this out, it put that there. Everything that was supposed to come with it is actually packed outside this thing. What is in this thing takes up most of my desks. GI Joe, a Real American Hero Compendium box set, Cobra edition, unsigned. It is literally heavy as hell. And it is in another box. I swear, the more that comes out of the box, the heavier it gets. Kickstarter exclusive, 1 through 4. So far, I've only seen Compendium number 1 out in the local bookstores. I've actually thought they were going to do, oh my god, the box actually flipped out. I thought they were going to do all 4. By the time they ship this thing out, that way everybody has the complete collection. I was definitely wrong. Get my wires out of the picture. All hail Cobra, Cobra Commander, GI Joe. This thing is massive. Again, this, for those of you who don't know what the compendiums are, back in the 1980s, Marvel gained the rights to the Transformers and to the GI Joe IP. They created a huge series for both GI Joe and Transformer comic books. My God, what have you guys done? Check this out. Hardcover. Gloss. These things are imprinted. Cobra Commander, Serpentor, Baroness, and Storm Shadow. This is the complete collection of the Marvel GI Joe comic book series. Get one of these things up. Red. Look at this thing. Tell me this isn't worth some money. It's engraved. Holy crap. Image Comics. Image Skybound. The Cobra symbol. I'm wondering what the GI Joe version of these things are. So, for those, again, who don't know, they actually made two softcover versions of these things. If you go to your local bookstores, comic book stores, they should have one version. One is a mass-produced copy, and one is a special copy, which is, I'm not sure which one is which. I think certain bookstores got a special copy, which is I think the actual cover of GI Joe #1 for these things. Look at this. GI Joe Compendium #1. This is insane. There is a bookmark there. I can't believe how it turned out. Man, oh man. Not sure if you can see in there, but there's a rubber backing for each of the books to slide into. So this book 1 was comics 1 through 50. Book 2, I believe, had 51 to 70 something, plus GI Joe Special Missions and GI Joe Yearbook. Book 3 had, I think, the rest of the Special Missions, as well as, I believe, started the Transformers vs. GI Joe Comics, as well as the Order of Battle, I think it was called. Jesus. I can honestly say this was worth the money. It is insane. But wait, that's not all, folks. With this, and I am hoping to make a Transformers version of this, because I would buy the Decepticons. But with this also came a bookmark. Literally from the pages of GI Joe. A sticker. A patch. All Hail Cobra. It is literally a pin you can put on a jacket. That is a great cover. The Baroness. I think there's actually more than just her in here. That feels great. Snake Eyes. Storm Shadow. This one is blank. My guess is to cover the back. Oh, don't want to lose that. I honestly, when I ordered it, I knew it was going to be the hardcover, but I honestly never expected that. That was literally the extras. You know, the tier levels that they do for when you special order things, like HasLabs, if enough people special order. That was the finish. Also got this in. Oh my god. GI Joe Yearbook number 1, the actual comic book. It is, of course, Ksybound and Image. But look at it, it's white. It's literally... So, because this was just a recap of several of the comic books, they didn't include this in the compendiums, but it's nice to have, especially a physical copy that's a comic book. Snake Eyes, GI Joe number 1, Real American Hero, The Death of Cobra Commander. And the Storm Shadow edition. Image comic number 21. All reprints. Now, I think this one might be legitimate. This one only has that on top. I'm literally freaking out. And then there is, of course, the add-ons that you could actually add on. All of that was included in the compendiums. You could add in more. Like if you wanted to, you could have added on the GI Joe version of all of that. I believe the bookmark had Duke and Snake Eyes, then GI Joe patch, GI Joe pin. The other things that you could special order, GI Joe trading cards. So if you ordered the GI Joe compendiums, you got the GI Joe trading cards. If you ordered, like me, the Cobra, you got the Cobra trading cards. And then I believe there was only 7 of each. Storm Shadow was not included in any of the cards, so I had to you had to special order that. And then one of the final tier was this trading card. It's a 2-pack, I guess. Let's open these things up. Wow. The comic book creator, Larry Hama. Actual bio. Zap. Code name, real name. Birthplace. Insignia. Or his rank. Yeah, actually, I think that's the number every soldiers have. He's an engineer, infantry, artillery, ground artillery unit. Let's open up Storm Shadow. Literally from the cover, then pile on the back, Storm Shadow, Cobra Ninja, Assassin, Intelligence from Fresno, California. They actually have his real name. That's awesome. And underneath his real name, in parentheses, is Tommy. open up the GI Joe. So for those of you who have never read the comics, before GI Joe was even created in the Vietnam War, there was a unit made up of Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Stalker, and an Asian character named Tommy, which is Storm Shadow. Right above the first one is Snake Eyes. Real name classified. That's awesome. Again, you get everything, plus a short bio. Stalker. Scarlet. Speaking of the unit that started the Joes. Hawk. We know him as General Hawk. Cover Girl. But in the beginning it was General Flag and Hawk was a colonel. Duke looks pretty intense. Beachhead. Lady J. Flint. He actually looks like more of the cartoon version. Except his face looks pretty weird. He looks old. Which is, I guess, not too bad. Gung Ho. Gung Ho looks pretty thick. Mutt and Junkyard. Roadblock. Spirit and Freedom. Shipwreck and Polly. Jinx. Tunnel Rat. And Bazooka. So those were the cards that you got if you got the GI Joe version. I believe the original cards was Snake Eyes, Stalker, Scarlet, Hawk, Covergirl, and Duke. I think everything else was an add-on, as you literally, as everybody bought these sets. Now these cards are literally not going to show up anywhere unless somebody sells them. They were literally created just for this set. Cobra Commander, Again, real name classified. Birthplace classified. The Baroness. Destro. Major Blood. And Zartan. I believe those were the original Cobra cards. Serpentor. And I think he was part of that one too. The twins, Tomax and Saymat. Dr. Mindbender. My boy Firefly. We go boom. Copperhead. The Cobra Bat. Battle Android Trooper. Does that have Copperhead's real name? Nope. Classified. Classified. The Crimson Guard. Crocmaster and Fiona. Well, the first unclassified. For a real name, it says unknown. Zorana, Sister Z. Wild Weasel. Classified. Scrap Iron. And Globulus. Truthfully, I would have gone with Nemesis Enforcer. But I understand because he's the leader of Cobra Law. Again, you probably will never see these cards ever. This turned out pretty insane. I am seriously happy. To me, it was well worth the money. I don't know what that is. Merry Christmas to me. I fully expected them to have all 4 compendiums out before we got this out. But like I said, I can't even find compendium number 2. So I'm not sure exactly when that's coming out. But I really don't have to worry about them because I have all 4 compendiums. I know next year sometime they are planning to do a Transformers. I don't know if it's going to be a Kickstarter like this one. I'm hoping, because I want the hardcover backings, and if it's anything like this, my God, I can't imagine purple books for the Decepticons engraved with Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave. That would be insane. Autobots. So Autobots would be a little bit harder. Truthfully, I don't think those four will be the covers for the Decepticons. I think the real covers would be Megatron, Starscream, pretty sure Scorponok will be one of them. Maybe Ratbat. I think for the Autobots would be Optimus, Bumblebee, Grimlock, possibly Rodimus Prime, Hot Rod. It would be weird, though, to get the Autobots. Then all the GI Joe and Transformers would be all red. Now, from what I've seen, the GI Joe box in itself is colored blue. The books are blue. Excuse me, it's been a long day at work. I would expect the Decepticons to be a different color blue, a dark purple, well, purple or dark purple. I would love a Decepticon pin and a Decepticon patch, Decepticon sticker, Decepticon book. Some Transformers trading cards would be great. I don't know. I think GI Joe and Transformers ended about the same at about 180 something books. So Transformers would probably be another 4 books. Or it could be 3. So I know Transformers has their version of the Order of Battle, which is basically a character list, like full details of every character, well, not every character, but most of the popular characters and the vehicles. But again, from what I know, it was just 4 books like GI Joe, so it could be added on. I hope they don't do a Transformers versus GI Joe, because this hasn't. But they did make, I believe, 3 different series. So hopefully they could put in the second series. And of course there's several different Transformer books. Robots in Disguise. It would be a very great, but I have to do this again. Anyway, guys, like I said, this is an incredible set. I'm very thankful that I was able to pick up a set. I'm very thankful for Ksybound Image for creating this, bringing it back to life. So I've been trying to look for certain GI Joe and Transformer comics to recollect. I did not want to collect the entire series for both either. At least comic book wise, this helps tremendously. Now I have the entire series for GI Joe. Not only that, but they do give you a digital books, which is insane. I got it a couple days before the actual launch of the first compendium to the public, and they gave me the entire 4 sets digitally, so I've been reading them on my phone. I forgot how insanely great the stories were. To actually get this, and that covers. So I definitely can't wait for Transformers. For you other fans out there, I know there is a Godzilla compendium. I did pick that up. Again, there are 3 different covers for that one. A hardcover and 2 soft covers. Early January, right now, to I believe January 6th is the final day for all of you Thundercats fans to pre-order the Thundercat Ambius, I think they're calling it. It's not going to be anywhere close to this. It is, however, going to be created by Dynamic Comics, who has the IP for Thundercats, who also bought the IP for Silverhawks, and many other old series. I do know they're planning to bring out a Silverhawks Ambius as well. So there were 24 comic books in the Thundercats. So it will be a lot smaller than this. In fact, the Godzilla Comics Compendium Omnibus is 24 comics as well. Silverhawks, I believe there was only 17 comics. so even smaller than that. But it is crazy what they're bringing out, that we're finally, for collectors, to go back to things we grew up with. The old comic books from Marvel, the old GI Joe, the old Transformers from Marvel, the old Silverhawks, the old Thundercats from Marvel. And I can guarantee you guys, wait, Marvel made those comics? Yes, Marvel made a lot of comics. Most of these Saturday night or Saturday morning cartoon, weekday morning cartoons actually came from Star Comics, which is a subsidiary of Marvel back then. They no longer exist, unfortunately. But a lot of the comics I'm looking for is from them. The Animax series, Thundercats, Silverhawks, I believe Visionaries, Air Raiders, I think Inhumanoids. It's literally, if it's a comic book, it probably came from either DC or Marvel back then. Or at least one of their subsidiary things. Things are still a mess. I'm still working on putting things into containers, still bringing in more containers for my DVD collection, my CDs. Finding animes I'm missing, or parts that I'm missing, to go find and finish my collections. But little by little, everything is getting done. I have to order some more Super Sentai, some more Tokusatsu, some more Kamen Rider, some more Ultraman DVDs. Probably not the entire collection of the series, but a lot of the series. It's going to be a crazy Christmas. Crazy year. And it all ends in December with my next Christmas present to myself, which I bought this year. The Cobra Rattler. But we're slowly getting my collection complete. I am not getting rid of the GI Joe, the Transformers, the Thundercats, the Godzilla, the Silverhawks comic series. Those have been a must-to-have. And the way this looks, oh, again, thank you to Image and Skybound for bringing back these specific comic book series that people like I grew up with. Thank you for the work you guys put into these compendiums, not only in the redoing the artwork, but literally every detail in the books. Like I said, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting a hardcover, nice picture, something that's that looks great, that's worth it. This blew my mind. This is far more than it's worth. Thank you to Quartermasters Logistics. Like I said, it was supposed to ship on the 20th. They shipped it out on the 19th. I got it on the 20th. Literally a day. When most things take literally a week to a month to get to Hawaii. So when they announced that they were shipping it on the 20th, I was hoping. They said the 23rd. I was hoping for it, but I knew it wasn't even going to be close. Kind of blew my mind that it was the other way. It wasn't close. It was 2-3 days off before. Like I said, the Godzilla book, the hardcover is not as close as this, but it's definitely pretty crazy. It's worth the money, especially since it's Godzilla. Dynamic Comics. So they did, I think, 4 different covers, 5 different covers you could choose from. I know it's not going to be this, but I'm hoping it's close to what Godzilla is. That's definitely worth it. And to have the Thundercats, like I said, this was my Christmas present to myself this year. It's still blowing my mind. I have 2 more things coming in from Kickstarter. I believe one is being shipped next week, possibly. And the other one is in May. The other one is, the May one is actually a graphic novel by a game company. I think it's Ubisoft. I can't remember it, but it is literally the graphic novel for Legacy of Kain Soul Reavers. It connects the original PS1 game to the PS2 games, the Soul Reaver 2 both games. The crazy thing about this is if you actually ordered and put money down or pre-ordered, that is the one that they're not collecting to January 6th. So there is some time. However, I think the special thing that was connected to it is over. Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remakes are currently out on console and PC, I believe. Xbox, PlayStation, PC. I think on the Wii or the Switch. Yeah, the Switch. I haven't had a Nintendo in a while. So if you actually backed it in the beginning, in the video game, I believe sometime after they take the money for the backing, they're going to update it with a special place with all the people who backed the graphic novel. So my game or my name will be in a video game, which is pretty insane. It's one of my bucket lists. But one I never expected. Well, so I do have a couple things on my bucket list. And for me, my bucket list is things that are literally impossible for anybody to get done. Like have their name in a video game when you are not able to do anything in a video game. I made it this way because truthfully I didn't want to. I guess it was one of those, I will never reach that, but if I keep pushing myself to reach it, I mean, you never know what you've accomplished. And surprisingly enough, I've accomplished quite a few things, which is pretty wild. Definitely thankful for the life I have. You know, if that question, if you could go back in time and change anything in your life, what would you change? I honestly, I don't know. Because if you change one thing, you don't know the outcome of what that one change will change within your entire life. I do believe in the multiverse. I do believe most of us have. Other selves in other universes. I think the X-Men did it the best. The animated X-Men, where they showed a line and said, that is you. And like in different areas of the line, lines would come out and shoot out, and then lines from there would shoot out, and they were literally explaining that we all have one track that we're all on, but the different things you do within that life tosses you onto another track, which tosses you onto another track, and so far. I believe that is like one thing changes, we'll change the route, and depending on what we do next will change literally everything in our life. I know there's a life where I'm rich. I know there's a life that I'm married to the person I love. But would I change any part of this life for that life? I really I wouldn't. Because I've accomplished so much in this life. I can't see myself. I mean, honestly, I can't see myself being able to get this in several other lives, or accomplish anything I've accomplished in any other life. Anyway, we're getting a little bit too deep here. Hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if, well, I don't think Ksybound will be doing another GI Joe. But like I said, I know a Transformers one is coming out. If you do want the old comics, at least the Compendium 1 is out. And hopefully Ksybound brings out the rest of them. Again, Merry Christmas. Happy Holidays. Happy New Year, just in case. Definitely working. It's gonna suck. Stay tuned. Like I said, I got things coming. Working on things. Trying to get things done. Hopefully sometime this 2025 I can do a full room walkthrough. Show you guys literally my room. Like I said, lots of things to get done. Not enough time. Again, I can't say how incredible thankful I am for you guys and for Ksybound and Image Comics for this. Have a good holiday. Have a great Christmas. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Have fun. Aloha.